Hey, what is up? Ross Cessna from Spiritual Phoenix Studios bringing you a free daily tarot card reading. Before we get into the reading, I want to ask you to take a deep breath with me. So we're going to breathe in as deep as you can, hold it for 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then slowly let it out. And then we'll get into the reading, okay? So breathe in. Breathe out. Don't you feel better now? If you feel better, drop a like and leave a comment. Let me know. So the reading that we're going to do today is called Monet's Unseen Opportunity Spread. And this is Claude Monet's birthday. Who is Claude Monet, you might ask? He is the founder of the French Impressionist movement. And here's a little thing about this reading. What is right under your nose? Impressionism, a style of painting adored and revered now, was seen as a radical departure in its time. Painters recorded impressions of nature that others couldn't or didn't see or understand until it was on the canvas. Artists, our modern mystics, are often the first to notice what others do not. This spread makes use of the artist device in the unseen opportunity spread. So, there is 9 cards, and we're going to go through all of them and see what comes up, right? Let me know if this relates to you as well. So, the first card is, what preconceived notion must you let go of? The 6 of Cups comes up. Now, in traditional tarot, this is about nostalgia and innocence. So if we're going off of a traditional tarot definition, we would say you need to let go of thinking about the past, and trying to return to a state before you were, because like there's this need to be in the present moment, right? But if we look at it in this deck, to me, this card always speaks of this person having a poor self-image, not liking themselves. When we understand that 6s are about growth and cups are about emotions, this shows that they have a lot of emotional growth to do in this expression of the card, at least to me. So you need to let go of the concept that like there's a lot of work to be done. There might be things that need done, but you can like love yourself in this moment, and understand that you can be present in this moment right now and be happy and feel really enriched by it. So, next card. What helps you open to new opportunities? It is the Devil card in reverse. And ironically enough, I'm doing the 40 Servants introduction ritual, and I have the Devil on my altar still from the day before. And the energy of the Devil and kind of this sense of letting go of what others might think about you, or letting go of what you think you should do, and doing what you feel is right or what feels right to you in that moment, is one of the things that can help you open up to new opportunities. Like shut down that inner critic that's always talking shit to you. Shut that guy down. Additionally, the Devil card in reverse can be about moving through challenging situations more quickly. There's like a sense of acceptance of what is, and that allows you to move into reality quicker and get over issues more fastly and with less effort. How can you trust your instincts? And this is kind of like the cosmic giggle card, how this one comes up, right? We have the Star card, and the Star card to me is about like hope and faith and renewal. How can you trust your instincts? Have faith, right? Here's one of the funny things. I talked about this in something else that I did. In this book, You Can't Hurt Me, or whatever it is, David Goggins talks about this cookie jar, and the cookie jar is these tough experiences that you've overcame, that you use as fuel when things are going shitty, right? Because you're like, well, I'm a badass because I got through this. Honestly, how can you trust your instincts? Look at all the times when your instincts paid off. A lot of times what we do is we play the highlight reel of all of our fuck ups, but we forget to play the highlight reel of like the things that we've done right, and the times that we were successful and rised above how we see ourselves. Play that highlight reel when you need to, and that's way more motivating than playing like the pity reel when you're trying to accomplish something, okay? How can you trust your instincts? Look at all the evidence that you have. What opportunities should you look for? This is interesting. 5 of Swords comes up, right? So 5s are about the mind. Swords are, 5s are about adversity. Swords are about the mind. This is about like tension, conflict, and defeat. What opportunities should you look for? You should look for the situations that exhaust you, that burn you out, that tire you, and learn to work through that better. There's benefit in focusing on your strengths and playing to your strengths, but learning to, if you're already strong at something, right, making it stronger is good. But if you learn to kind of round off the rough edges and some of the things that you struggle with and take those opportunities on, you get a way better life experience and you get way better results. What exists before you that you can't see? You have the Empress card in reverse, right? And the Empress card in reverse, oftentimes it's in a negative connotation, or I take it in a negative connotation. But ironically, give me one second. I gotta get something to hide the brand of the things that I'm drinking because I don't get sponsorships, right? Ironically, the Empress card in reverse here is good, because what exists before you that you can't see, the Empress card in reverse is all about like barrenness or openness, right? There's all of this land of potential for you to build on. Realistically, we tell ourselves these stories of how the future is going to be, and that is, in some regards, programming the future. Like, it's either going to trap us into a future where we're probably still not going to be happy, or it's going to create a future where we can't necessarily be happy. But when you begin to approach things with the open mind and let reality like fill in that vagueness, you get a way different experience. Most of us don't live like that anymore, but it's a way different experience. How do you grab it? And this is interesting too, right? You have the Fool card in reverse. Fool card in reverse is kind of about like foolishness, or hastiness, because the Fool upright is about open-mindedness and kind of new experiences, right? The Fool in reverse is about going through things somewhat blindly. So there's two ways we can see this. How do you grab it? We can say stop being stupid. That's a little bit mean. The other way we could say it is make a mistake. Most of the time, the things that prevents us from getting new situations in our lives is actually our routines. As somebody who like lives and dies by my routine, or has for a long time, it's really scary to break that routine and not be quote unquote perfect, or to make mistakes. But when you begin to make mistakes, and not beat yourself up for it, but to sit with it and like embrace the new thing that you're doing rather than shit on yourself, it's a way different situation, and it begins to take your life on a different course. And you can see how these small little instances of doing things differently because you made a mistake, how that actually pays off. But so often we're trying to be perfect that we don't do it. This is a weird little sidebar. But when I worked at Target at one point, I would like intentionally put some of the things on the shelf wrong because I was like a shelf stalker. I would intentionally do it wrong just to practice making mistakes. It sounds really weird, but anyhow, it really did help me. How do you make use of the opportunities once you get it? This is interesting, right? Because Two of Cups comes up. Two of Cups is about imbalances and quarreling. How do you make use of it? You try to correct the imbalance, right? Or you see what the argument that you're making when you make mistakes is, or like what the old tape is, because that's where a lot of opportunity exists. Here's the thing, right? The universe is infinite potentiality. There's always 1,000 different options out there. What gives us different results is making different choices. But if we've consistently lived one way and we're generally maybe at best satisfied with our results, but not ecstatic, we're more likely to kind of do the same thing all the time. But the more that you create these opportunities of randomness, the more that it begins to shift you out of your rut and put you on a different trajectory. I hope that makes sense, right? You need some of the imbalance to bring you to a new horizon, I guess, right? You need some chaos to have order. That's the best way I can put it. What will happen as a result of this? And this is the funny thing, right? You have Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles in the upright is about balance and adaptability. So if you begin to embrace these challenges that throw you off off kilter, you begin to balance and adapt more to situations. And the more that you do that, the more that you become balanced and well adjusted in lots of different environments, and it gives you a better life experience. Challenge yourself, right? Reach outside of what you think is possible. Here's a big hit of like motivational tarot reading. Making those mistakes and going through all of these things is what's going to make you a stronger person. The obstacle is the way. That's just it, right? And what must we remember? The Knight of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse is about insecurity and hesitation. Remember not to be scared. Like, if you have faith in the universe and have faith in yourself, everything will eventually work out, and most things we can get through, right? The hesitation aspect is, when you start these things, it's better just to start, maybe not necessarily have a clear-cut plan, just one foot in front of the other, and then build your plan as you go. Starting and taking one action today to shift your attitude or your mindset will help you build momentum. And it doesn't have to be anything big. Even if you just write down one thing that you want to work on a sheet of paper, that already begins to create new opportunities and new situations in your life where you can begin to change, because awareness of something is generally the first step in the process of getting different results. And anyhow, with that being said, like this video, drop a comment if this was helpful for you, and follow me wherever you're seeing this. If it's on Instagram, follow, Facebook, like, YouTube, subscribe. All right, peace. Hey, thanks again for checking out my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe by hitting the Phoenix down below and check out more of my videos over there.